Tanja Niemann. The next.
Bon dia. Hello, everybody. My name is Tanja Niemann. I'm the Executive Director of the Érudit Consortium, Érudit.org in Canada. So I'm located in Montreal. And I'm very happy to be here, very delighted. Thank you so much to the SciELO team for this wonderful event and for the very important and impressive work that you do for the journals from here, really. So I'm going to talk today about Érudit, about our project and the routes towards universalization of open access. And I take it from a partnership approach. It's a road that we are going for several years now, and I want to share with you a little bit about the success and the challenges of all this work. I don't need that. So Érudit is also celebrating its 20th anniversary this year. It's a really nice coincidence. I think it's all the row here. I know it from Open Edition also. That's very close to 20 years. So we are also a platform for journals hosting open access and moving wall journals in social sciences and humanities on a little bit more smaller level. So it's about 150 Canadian humanities and social sciences journals. And we are not supported by a ministry in Canada. We are a consortium, non-commercial, of 3 universities, University of Montreal, Université Laval, and Université du Québec à Montréal. And yeah, it was a small project 20 years ago with 5 journals, and it grew with the time. Érudit is so funded through partner universities and in a big chunk by grants, and these grants are research grants in Canada. It's not grants that are primarily there for publishing or for dissemination. It's understood that the research infrastructure we build around Érudit is really serving the research needs, which influences us a lot. And of course, also we are funded by the services that we provide to journals, and on the other hand, the services and the access to the content that is provided with the libraries. And this is really a work that we do in collaboration with the stakeholders. So on Érudit, we have different kinds of content, but really the main focus is on the work with the journals. And we have always had a moving wall of 24 months, and this moving wall has been reduced to 12 months last year in 2017 in order to provide a compliancy with the Canadian OA policy that has been installed by our 3 funding agencies. And also to work with the journals towards more openness. Already more than 95% of our content is in OA, but still the part that is not in OA, we wish to transition the journals towards this openness, and the current goal is now to work together with the libraries at a new model, partnership model, to be open access in 2022. And also, as many of you, we work very closely in Canada together with the Public Knowledge Project hosted at Simon Fraser University in Vancouver. And since last year, we worked hard, and we had success with a big grant, and we are now recognized as a major scientific initiative in Canada. So we are on a 5-year grant. This is, when we talk about sustainability, this 5 years for us, it means sustainability in the Canadian context. So it's very special. And to officialize this partnership, we have created an umbrella project, if you want, which is called Coalition Publica. I won't have the time to talk in detail about this, but I invite you to see on the website for more details about that. So together, Érudit and PKP in Canada, we provide really services to a critical mass of Canadian humanities and social sciences journals, which are partially hosted in university libraries on OGS, and partially hosted on Érudit. And the idea is to create more and more a platform, a national platform where we host French language content and English language content that comes either from different sources and different servers in Canada, but to be like the central access point for all these journals. So this was a very exciting project that we were working on, very happy on it, but also, of course, we face a lot of problems. And the journals we work with are small journals, really like independent journals with low budgets, with a lot of free time invested from the researchers in it. And nonetheless, there is the threat of always the Canadian content is at risk to be taken over by commercial publishers, because we know that Taylor and Francis Wiley, they all currently and constantly talk to our journals, so we try really to have an alternative service offer that is interesting for the journals, so that they remain on not-for-profit infrastructure. And of course, you know, all the other problems that come with this, I think they have been touched a lot during the last days. I don't touch on every problem about the library budgets, about the economic model to switch to open access, about technology and the cost for technology to provide it. And then there are still more and more problems, as you know, when we talk about infrastructure, because the commercial publishers even acquire now key pieces of this infrastructure. And this is really where it strikes us to the heart, actually, when you think that the budget of PKP is around 1 million, the budget of Érudit is about 3 million, and that Elsevier was able to pay 150 million to acquire Beep Press. So, what are the solutions? There are proposals like the 2.5 proposal, where we see if we switch all the money to other purposes, are we able to win this battle that we all at not-for-profit and national solutions fight for. I think it's a very tricky thing to apply one solution to all. It depends a lot on the context of the countries and the different regions we are in. So we all need to find our route that fits for our situation. And in Canada, we don't have a national roadmap for open science. It's a very decentralized administration with few government-led national coordination. So the actors and the stakeholders that are in there, we organize ourselves at some point. The community assumes their roadmap towards open access together with the libraries, the universities, and stakeholders like Érudit and PKP, for example. We have, I mentioned it, a tri-agency policy which says open access after 12 months. And we have this infrastructure that we can rely on. So open journal system together with a platform connected to a platform for providing visibility and promotion of the content much more broad, and again, the academic library. So this is really the road we took to work in the jungle and to try to survive in the jungle out there. And these partnerships are articulated about infrastructure projects, about a very close work with academic libraries, mainly with the Canadian Buying Consortium, Canadian Research Knowledge Network, which we have a partnership with in order to transition the journals to OA and not to sign any commercial agreements anymore, but to sign partnership agreements with buying consortia in order to see if we can gain more transparency, more understanding of each other, and develop like models where we where we believe we are in a more equitable way of dealing with each other and recognizing the needs of every party. So we worked in the last 3, 4, 5 years a lot on the first parts. And in 5 years, when I come back for 25 years SciELO, I will be able to talk to you, I hope, about the 3 and 4, the work we are going to do in the future with funding agencies and universities to stabilize this environment. So a little bit the word about the partnership with the libraries. This was really a huge part of our work, and it's ongoing. So we have a 5-year partnership agreement with the Canadian libraries, academic libraries, to stabilize the funds that flow from the libraries to the journals. So Érudit is in the middle, and we are the provider of access, and then we say this is not a subscription anymore, but you provide still royalties to the journals in order to recognize that there is a need of this money in order to pursue the editorial activities for the journals. So we all want open access. We want to help the journals to transition to open access, but we also recognize that for now, we know 1/3 of the budget comes from subscription revenues. So this switch to no moving wall cannot happen immediately, and we need to have a roadmap in order to help the transition of the money streams. And we try to internationalize this model now. We are talking also and we have an agreement with the French buying consortium Couperin. We're talking to the UK consortium, and we hope that this can gain, international traction so that we can help the journals to transition by 2022. So I invite you to look a little bit more, to see a little bit more on the website we have created for this partnership about Érudit.org. And to finish, I would like also to say that I believe very strongly with the experiences of the last years that open access alone is not enough. So what we see is with the different studies that has been done, that the content, there's more and more content available in open access, which is very enthusiastic news, very good news. But we see also that the money that is needed to provide access to this content is not shrinking. So we still need more money in the system, and the libraries and the universities still pay more, and the commercial publishers still have more gains. So where I think it's really important, and where the projects are really, that we represent here, are really important, is to say that the infrastructure that supports open access needs to be funded in a similar way, and these ways are tailored to different situations. I agree, but what I would find really interesting and important in the next years to see how we all, as these independent, not-for-profit infrastructures, how can we improve our collaboration, our exchange, shape a vision together so that we can truly try to make a change in the next years. So in French we say, l'union fait la force, unity makes strength, and you spell it better than me in Portuguese, I think. So here again, I think the example of SciELO and of the other projects that we see today is really impressive, and I hope that we can continue to have these conversations and collaborations in the next years. Thank you so much.